Going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your NXT Great American Bash 2023 post show for your July 30th, 2023. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining me right here on your Sunday evenings, wherever you may be. NXT Great American Bash, guys. I don't know how to feel. I really don't know how to feel. This show, from top to bottom, was all over the place tonight. I really don't know how to feel about this show. And it might just be me, but this show was a very, very up and down show for me. I really was not much invested in this show throughout the night. I saw some very, very high spots in this show, with obviously the main event of Carmelo Hayes retaining the NXT championship against Ilja Dragonov. That, of course, is going to be great. The family getting the NXT Tag Team Championships, I thought that was a cool moment. Finally seeing Tony D'Angelo get some gold around his waist, which has been very, well deserved over the last few, months and years that I've seen him in NXT. Just seeing his trajectory upwards, seeing it go upwards has just been an absolutely amazing story to see, because I've been a fan of Tony D since day one. To forget about it, but like, most of this show was just filler. And I really hate saying that, because I know NXT has been back on the rise as of late, but it just didn't fit. It just did not hit like it should have. And there were some high spots, but there were definitely some low spots, and the lows really went low for sure. I just don't know how to feel about this show. It could have been just me. Like, I really don't mind if that's just me. Seriously. But I really was not into this show. The highs were high, but the lows were very, very low. And I'm talking very, very low. I'm talking like that. Most of the stuff tonight, to me, was not really hitting like it should have. And that's just how I'm going to be putting it. We'll go over everything that happened at NXT Great American Bash tonight. So whoever is joining me, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's a late hour, and we're not going to be talking about this show for long, trust me, because I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. There are some, there were some high spots in this show, and I will get to those. But the lows I will be talking about, and I will be talking about them at nauseum and at length, because this show should have been a lot better than what it was. But guys, follow me on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at @PhillyMatt_. You guys know the deal by now. Go get the merchandise. You guys can go get the merchandise at Teespring, the official home of OTB, and its merchandise. Go get it now at Teespring. You guys can also go get my merch and Loft's merch down in the description below as well over there at Teespring. And you guys are not going to be disappointed over what we have for you guys there. If you guys are going to get anything at WWEshop.com, you guys can go use the affiliate link that is provided to you down below in the description. It is my personal affiliation link, but whatever thing you get, I get a small commission for, and whatever the commission is, I put right back in the channel to create more stuff for y'all. So that is great stuff there, and hope you guys enjoy anything from WWE Shop, but just make sure to use that link when you do get something over there at the WWE Shop. And finally, guys, our sponsor for tonight's episode is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an official application you can get on your phone where you guys get the best deals on all tickets around the world. If you want to go to a wrestling show near you, if you want to go to a concert, if you want to go to a game that's near you, go get your tickets by using SeatGeek. And when you do use the code OTB at checkout, you guys can save $20 off your first purchase using SeatGeek. And it's a great deal. It's a great win-win situation, not only for us here at OTB, but for you as well, as you guys get to save some money. And it's just a very, very good deal all around. So, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Thank you, SeatGeek, for being an official sponsor of the show. We love being a part of your family, and we know you love being a part of ours. So it's a great, great deal for everybody involved. So let's get right into the Great American Bash tonight, guys. Where do we start off? We start off with the Gallus taking on the family for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This went about 8 minutes. Not too bad here. But, this really could have been on NXT programming. This really could have just been on an NXT episode, just on a regular Tuesday night, and I would have been perfectly fine with it. It wasn't bad by any means, and, getting new tag team champions was a great, great decision and a great feel. But I don't know. This match was okay. It was an okay tag team match for me. It wasn't really anything all that special. And I know that might be a little bit too harsh for these guys, but it was what it was. I don't know. I just did not get into the feels of it up until the ending where we finally saw new NXT Tag Team Champions. It was what it was. I just don't know how to feel about it. So Joe Coffey pulled out a club and got onto the ring apron. And the ref tried to order him down. Joe then handed the club to Mark, and the referee tried to grab it from him. Gallus then hit their finisher on Stacks, but Tony D'Angelo was able to break up the pinfall attempt. D'Angelo then fought Gallus outside the ring. He powerbombed Mark and onto Wolfgang into the ringside steps. When the referee went to check to see if Gallus was okay, Tony D'Angelo pulled out a tire iron and hit Mark with it. Tony D'Angelo and Lorenzo hit the bada bang for the win onto Wolfgang, and they secure the NXT Tag Team Championships with the bada bang. And that is it, guys. That's how the NXT Tag Team Championship match ended. New NXT Tag Team Champions here. Not bad by any means. All good and all good there. And we have new NXT Tag Team Champions. Good stuff there. So, up next, we had the Weapons Wild match between Roxanne Perez and Blair Davenport. Now, you guys can educate me in the chat if any of y'all are here, because I don't even know why these two were fighting. For real. I really don't. It could just be me not being able to watch NXT on a regular week-to-week basis, but I really have no idea why these two were in a match tonight. It was good for what it was, about 11 minutes. Not too bad, not too shabby. Roxanne Perez got the win here. Again, good stuff there. Good stuff. Not too bad. But yeah, I really don't know the reasonings of why they just were fighting tonight. Again, it could just be me not being able to watch the show every single week, but I just was not much invested into the heat of the match. There really wasn't much heat in the match from what I could tell. But Perez ran her knee into Davenport's face, causing the back of Davenport's head to hit the ring steps. Looked absolutely brutal. Perez then put Davenport on the table outside the ring. There's a table positioned to the outside of the ring, right in front of the steel steps and a turnbuckle. And she climbed to the top rope and did a big splash onto Davenport. She brings Davenport back into the ring, hit Pop Rocks, and got the win for the match. She won the match against Blair Davenport. The Pop Rocks were on a pile of steel chairs, so that looked good. And that was it. Roxanne Perez got the win. Good stuff there. Not too much to say about it. Like I said, I can't really give much. Sorry. I can't really give too much about this match, considering I don't know what they were fighting for. I really don't. So, I mean, it was what it was. It was a good match for what it was. Weapons Wild matches are basically just Extreme Rules, no DQ matches for what they are. And it was okay. It was okay for what it was. Very intense. I mean, the match was intense. The match was good for what it was. I'm not saying that this was a bad match by any means. Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez are good at what they do. They are honestly great at what they do. I like Blair and I love Roxanne Perez. I think Roxanne is absolutely fantastic. I don't even know why she's in NXT most of the time at this point because I think she's absolutely great. And I think she could be, a mainstay on the main roster when they get her up there. But, I mean, it was good for what it was. Good stuff. Not too bad there. But then the bad parts started happening. Gable Steveson and Baron Corbin. And this was nothing against Baron Corbin. I'm telling you right now, this is nothing against Baron Corbin. Hell, even or Gable Steveson. The finish just sucked. And it sucked the life out of everybody in the arena. This match was exactly what everybody was saying in Texas tonight. Bullshit. This was bad. And this was just not the way you do a in-ring debut for Gable Steveson, who has been signed for years with the WWE, and this is his first match ever. This is an in-ring debut, and they put him up against Baron Corbin, who's a very safe worker, who's a very good worker for what he is, and even now, Baron Corbin, I legitimately, genuinely feel bad for Baron Corbin. I do. I thought I was giving him a chance in this second stint of NXT. I wanted NXT to get him back on track. I wanted him to get back on track and get back to that character that I honestly like of his, the Lone Wolf. But no, he is never going to go back to that, so none of us should ever say the Lone Wolf ever again because it's just never going to happen. And Baron Corbin was just brought in to put people over on himself. And that's just what it is. Baron Corbin is just stagnant. He is just stale, stagnant, and he's not in it anymore. He's not in it anymore. And Gable Steveson, I don't even know what to say about him. I can't say much about him because we didn't really see much. We did not see much of Gable Steveson in this match to even say anything good or bad about him. This was bad on all fronts. This did not make Baron Corbin look good by any means, and this definitely did not do any favors for Gable Steveson. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? Steveson gave Corbin 3 over-the-head suplexes, which looked great. The overhead suplexes for Gable Steveson looked good here. Clotheslined him over the top rope. Steveson threw him back into the ring and clotheslined him over the other side of the ring. They brawled outside the ring for a little while. Both got counted out at the count of 10, so it was a double count out here. And that's how it was. The fans were chanting bullshit. The fans were chanting for Baron Corbin, saying, "Let's go, Corbin." And they were booing Gable Steveson. They were booing Gable Steveson, and I even heard the crowd says, "You're not Angle. You're not Angle." In terms of Kurt Angle. So the fans are already turning on Gable Steveson, and that's not good. The fans are cheering for Baron Corbin, which they can do whatever they want. It's the fans. They can do whatever they want. But when somebody was asking, and I know people that were at Great American Bash tonight, okay? When people in front of them turned to their back and asked the people that were above them in the seats, asking them, who are the babyface and who are the heel in this match? That is bad. That is bad. That is a bad look on all fronts for Gable and for Baron Corbin. That is a bad look. And I really don't think anybody could really disagree on that. If you do, I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you how I see it. I'm just telling you like it is. This was bad. And I don't know how to feel. So this was what it was. A double count out, terrible finish. Fans are chanting bullshit, which I totally agree. And this was just not a good look on the in-ring debut for Gable Steveson. Just really, really not good. I don't even know what to say at that point. This was just bad. Then we had the triple threat for the NXT North American Championship. Dom Mysterio defending against Wesley and Mustafa Ali. And this was okay. This was a very, very good, this was a good triple threat for what it was, you know? And we all knew what was going to happen here. Mommy, who was out there, Rhea Ripley was out there, and she, was getting out there to help Dom. She was going to go out there to help Dom retain the championship. And that is exactly what happened here. Dom retained the championship here, pinning Wesley, and I feel terrible for Wesley. Having him to lose the NXT championship, or NXT North American championship rather, to a guy like Dominik Mysterio, who has been a very, very up and down character for me as of late. The guy does not deserve to be NXT tag team, NXT women. Jesus, I can't even say what fucking championship he has. The guy does not really need the NXT North American Championship. He does not need it. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you're a fan of Dom or not a fan of Dom. He does not need the NXT North American Championship. But, he has it. So that's just, going to be, enhancing Judgment Day for what they are. And, this match was okay. This match went on for a good 12 minutes. This match was just okay. I love everybody in this match, okay? Well, two out of three. I'm really trying with Dom. I really am. But Wesley is fantastic, and so is Mustafa Ali. I love both of those two, right? But Dirty Dom got the win with Mommy's help, with Rhea Ripley's help, and it was just a good triple threat. I'm not going to call it great. I'm not going to call it bad. This match was not bad by any means, but this was a good triple threat for what it was for 12 minutes that they got. So, Ripley, she gives Lee a pump handle slam, basically the riptide, through the announce table. And she threw him back into the ring for Dominik to take advantage. Dom went for a cover, but only for a 2 count. Ripley then slips out she slipped the North American Championship into the ring, but the referee caught it, so he was grabbing the championship and says, no, you are not using this. I know it's no DQ, but you're not using this, which makes no sense because, like he said, it's no DQ, so he could use whatever he wants to his disposal. So, when the referee was getting the championship back to the ringside area, to the timekeeper's area, Ripley slipped in the Women's World Championship, her championship. Dominik hit Lee with the Women's World Championship belt, and that got a very, very close 2 count. And at this point, Dominik and Rhea Ripley were dumbfounded, and they had no idea what to do at that point. Dom went to the top turnbuckle, but Ali kicked him off of it. Not totally off of it, because his feet were caught under the rope, and, he was just hanging in a trio woe position. So Dominik, so he's been hung up at this point in a trio woe. Ali hit a 450 splash on Wesley, went for the cover, and Ripley yanked Ali out of the ring. Because of this, Dominik Mysterio was able to get himself back up onto the top turnbuckle, hit a frog splash on Wesley to retain the NXT North American Championship. And that is it. Dom Mysterio, Dirty Dom, got the championship, and he retained here tonight at the Great American Bash. Like I said, not a bad match by any means. Not a bad match by any means. But Dom retaining here, we'll see where it goes. We'll see how, it all affects the Judgment Day. There you go. Bob's your uncle. Good stuff there. Good to go. Not bad by any means. It was a good match. That's all I can say. Then this match. The submission aspect of the NXT Women's Championship match really hindered both ladies' abilities. Tiffany Stratton, we all know, is a ton better than what she showed tonight. And Thea Hale, she is 19 years old. She is legitimately so young in this business that I really can't say anything too bad about her or too good about her because of how inexperienced she is in that ring. The Kimura lock that she has is great. She locks in a very good Kimura. But this match was bad. The match was bad. And I don't care if any of you guys are really going to just roast me in the comments after the stream is off the air or whatever. You guys can have whatever your opinions are about these matches. That's fine. But I'm just calling it like I see it. Because that's the only way I know how. And like I said, you guys are free to disagree with me all you want. But it was what it was. This match was bad to me. The match was very bad. And I know these two could do better. Especially Tiffany Stratton. But Thea Hill gave Stratton an exploder off the top rope. Looked really good. Really good. That was a great move by Thea. Hell then got her into a Kimura, but Stratton made it to the ropes. Though the ropes apparently don't mean shit in a submission match. I thought the ropes meant that you have to break up the submission. Apparently not in a submission match. Apparently the ropes are just there for looks. Because if you grab the rope, they don't have the authority to tell them to release the hold. Which makes no sense. But Stratton hit a prettiest moonsault ever, the PME, onto Hale, and she wanted to go for the cover, but she realized that this was a submission match, so she walked in a Boston Crab. Hale is screaming bloody murder in the ring. She cannot escape, but she would not submit. And after several minutes in a Boston Crab, then turned into a single crab, and then with a knee to the small of the back of Thea Hale while still being in the in the half crab. Andre Chase throws in the towel to end the match, and Tiffany Stratton retains the NXT Women's Championship due to Andre Chase throwing in the towel. The fans were completely just shocked by this. It was just silence in the arena. Booker T was pissed off, saying all that hard work for both ladies to end it like that. And I was like, exactly, Booker. That's the one thing that you said all night that was absolutely 100% true. After all of that, you ended off a decision like that where Andre just throws in the towel for Thea. This was bad, man. This was a bad finish. And I don't care what anybody says. This was a bad finish to the match. I know these two could probably do a hell of a lot better, especially Tiffany, and that's just what it is. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Tiffany retains the title here, which was always going to be the case. Always going to be the case. There was no way Thea Hill was going to win the championship here. But this was a bad finish. And this was a bad look on both ladies. Did not do good for Tiffany Stratton. And it definitely did not do good for the 19-year-old Thea Hill. This was just a bad look on all fronts. I don't care what anybody says. That's just how I feel about this. This was and should have been. This should have been a lot better. But now, guys, the NXT Championship match was incredible. This was great. I love Carmelo Hayes. I love Ilja Dragonov. I think both of these two are more than ready to be on the main roster. There are a ton of people on the NXT roster that should be on the main roster, but they aren't. And I know why, because if you legitimately put everybody that is ready onto the main roster, who you got in NXT? Who do you have that are star power in NXT? Seriously, but this was really good. This was really good. One of these two has to get called up to the main roster though after SummerSlam. Has to, have to. It's gonna have to be Ilja Dragunov because he's not the NXT champion. Carmelo has retained tonight, but Ilja Dragunov getting onto the main roster needs to happen, and it needs to happen after SummerSlam. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If anybody really has a problem with that, I really don't care. Ilja Dragunov has been, ready for the main roster for years. Years! So, this needs to happen. Ilja Dragunov needs to get onto the main roster. But this match was really, really good. This was the best part of the entire night by far. And listen, if there is anything NXT Black and Gold still within this version of NXT, is these two right here. These two right here. Perfect. I know Carmelo Hayes did not come out of the NXT Black and Gold era, but these two have the talent, these two have the passion, these two have the storytelling of NXT Black and Gold engraved within them. And this was great. This was just a great NXT championship match. Dusty Rhodes would have been proud. And I said Dusty Rhodes because Carmelo Hayes came out to a very, very beautiful Dusty Rhodes tribute. Get a dream, hold on to it, and reach for the sky. I have to remember the quote. But that was absolutely beautiful. Dusty Rhodes, we know you're looking up right now. We know you're looking down right now on an amazing NXT Championship main event. This was incredible. But Hayes and Dragunov exchanged forearms and landed a kick to each other at the same time. Both men are down in the center of the ring. Hayes rolled out of the ring. Trick Williams, was giving Hayes a pep talk when Dragunov tried to hit a torpedo Moscow onto Hayes. It was off the ring steps as well, but it was not happening because the torpedo Moscow actually hit Trick Williams. Hayes then moved out of the way, and Dragunov crashed into Williams because of that. Hayes then rolled Dragunov back into the ring. He delivered the nothing but net leg drop off the top rope onto the back of Dragunov's neck for the win. 1, 2, 3, and Carmelo got the win to retain the NXT Championship. Very, very, very good match. I mean, like I said, I really can't say anything more about this. Ilja Dragunov is phenomenal. Carmelo Hayes is absolutely incredible. These two both deserve to be on the main roster. It was just an incredible match, and, like I said, NXT has some very, very bright spots, within this show. But the low points were very, very low. And this was an okay pay-per-view for what it was. It wasn't the best, but it was not the best, and it definitely could have been. It could have been better. I'm sorry if you guys are going to be roasting me in the comments, but that's just how I feel about this. That's just how I feel in the current moment. It was okay for what it was. Not the best show by any means, but I'd be lying to you guys if I said I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show for the high spots that we had it for, but the low points really brought me down on the NXT brand. And I'm trying, guys. I'm legitimately trying to watch NXT on a weekly basis. I am, but sometimes I legitimately just can't. So if I miss some, points in the stories of some of these matches, that is on me. That is completely on me, and I take that on the chin. I do. I take that on the chin. But it was not a great pay-per-view. It was good for what it was. That's all I can say. And I really can't go into much more detail than what I did here because, like I said, I didn't watch all of the build up to this show, so I can't really say much about it. But for those of you guys who are going to be watching this after, I know you guys are probably going to be upset, and that is okay. I try my best to give my personal, my authentic, and my real opinions and self to you guys here on OTB. Because if it wasn't my real authentic self on this show, then the show should not exist. When I don't give my all, when I don't, put my authentic self out there and my opinions out there for you guys, that's when I'm stopping the show. Because I feel like you guys deserve the best out of everything. You guys deserve the best opinions. You guys deserve the best, takes when it comes to this show. And at the end of the day, you guys really deserve the best out of OTB. And when you don't get the best out of OTB, that is when this podcast ends. But I'm not stopping this anytime soon. We are legitimately one episode away from episode 400. It'll be the Monday Night Raw post show tomorrow. And we will see what happens on Monday Night Raw. But guys, that was your NXT post show review for the Great American Bash. It was an okay show. Not the best. The show could have been a lot better. And I'm sorry to say that, but it definitely should have been. So, guys, I want to hear your thoughts regardless. It's okay that nobody really wanted to talk tonight. I get that. But let me know what you guys think about the comments. Think about the show in the comments. What is your favorite spot? What was your favorite match of the night? What was the lowest point of the night for you? And what do you really think about NXT as a whole? Is it good? Is it bad? Could it be better? Could it be worse? Let me know, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good rest of the night. Stay safe. God bless. And peace.